Hello and welcome back. Tonight we will sit together in a space of radical honesty. We will explore a feeling that permeates our modern world, a feeling that can be both exhilarating and terrifying. It is the feeling of a blank page, an open door, an unwritten future. It is the feeling of absolute freedom. Have you ever scrolled through endless possibilities for your life? Careers, cities, identities, and felt not excitement, but a strange, paralyzing dread? Have you ever looked in the mirror and asked the quiet, unnerving question, who am I, really, beneath all the roles I play? We live in a world that tells us we can be anything, yet we often feel crushed by the weight of having to be something. If you have ever wrestled with this dizzying burden of choice, or felt the quiet terror of a life without an instruction manual, then this journey is for you. We will explore the challenging and ultimately empowering wisdom of Jean-Paul Sartre to find not an easy answer, but the strength to create our own. This is a path to transforming the weight of freedom into the power of authentic self-creation. If you are ready to embrace this radical freedom and find the courage to author your own life, I invite you to please take a moment to like and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy these videos and find value in these explorations. And do share in the comments. Where does this idea resonate with you in your own life? It's incredibly insightful to hear the perspectives from all walks of life. Now let us proceed. Let go of the need for a map. Let go of the search for a pre-written role. For tonight, we will sit together in the quiet, sometimes uncomfortable, but ultimately sacred space of pure potential. We will learn not what we are, but what we have the power to become. To understand Sartre's world, we must first understand a simple but world-altering idea. He illustrates it by contrasting two objects, a paper knife and a human being. Imagine a craftsman who wants to make a paper knife. Before the knife exists, the craftsman has a clear concept of it in his mind. He knows its purpose, its design, its function. This concept, this blueprint, is its essence. Only after the essence is fully defined does the craftsman produce the knife, bringing it into existence. For the paper knife, its essence precedes its existence. For centuries, much of Western philosophy viewed humanity in the same way. We believed there was a God, or a universal human nature, that designed us with a purpose, an essence, before we were ever born. Sartre, living in a post-war world shaken to its core, proposed a terrifying and liberating alternative. He said, for human beings, the formula is reversed. We have no predefined blueprint. There is no cosmic craftsman, no universal human nature that dictates who we should be. We are simply thrown into existence. We wake up here in this world a blank slate, and it is only after we exist, through our choices, our actions, and our lives, that we begin to create our own essence. For you and for me, existence precedes essence. You are not born a hero or a coward or a genius or a failure. You are born, and then you choose what you will be. This is the foundation of existentialism. There is no script, you are the author. This sounds like the ultimate freedom, but Sartre knew that, felt in its entirety, it is also a profound burden. He famously said that we are condemned to be free, condemned because we did not choose to be here, yet we are responsible for everything we do from this moment forward. This condemnation brings with it three heavy feelings. The first is anguish. If we are truly creating ourselves with every choice, then the weight of that responsibility is immense. When you choose to be a certain kind of person, honest or deceitful or brave, you are not just choosing for yourself. You are, in a sense, creating an image of humanity as you believe it ought to be. This feeling of total responsibility for the meaning of your own life, without any guide, is the feeling of anguish. The second is forlornness or abandonment. This is the feeling that comes from recognizing that we are truly alone in our choices. For Sartre, this meant a world without God, without any preordained moral code to guide us. There are no signs from the universe. No one to tell you that you have made the right choice. You must invent your own path, alone in the quiet of your own conscience. It is the feeling of standing in an empty field with 1,000 paths and no map. The third is despair. This does not mean a lack of hope, but a sober recognition of reality. It means we must act without hope for external validation or a guaranteed outcome. We can only count on our own will, our own actions. We cannot control what others will do or how the world will react. We must commit to our choices and build our lives within the strict confines of what is possible for us, without relying on a grand cosmic plan to save us. This trio of feelings, anguish, forlornness, despair, is the vertigo of radical freedom. It is the price we pay for being the authors of our own lives. It is precisely at this point of deep despair that the true, empowering message of existentialism is born. The transformation occurs when we stop seeing this freedom as a curse and start seeing it as our ultimate human dignity. Yes, the responsibility is total, but this means that your choices matter. They are not trivial. They are the substance of reality itself. Your life is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. Every action you take is a brushstroke on the canvas of your soul. This realization can fill you with not just dread, but a powerful sense of purpose. Yes, you are alone in your choices, but this means that your integrity, your commitment to your own chosen values, is a profound creative act. You are not just following rules. You are a moral pioneer. You are a lawgiver for your own life. Ask yourself this active, direct question: what kind of person am I choosing to be with my next small action? When I choose to listen with empathy instead of speaking with anger, what value am I affirming for all of humanity? The despair of not controlling the world becomes a call to focus intensely on what you can control: your own projects, your own commitments, your own character. Your life finds its meaning not in grand external outcomes, but in the quality of your own authentic engagement with the world. This is not a philosophy of inaction, it is a philosophy of total, meaningful action. The daily practice of this philosophy is the struggle between what Sartre called bad faith and authenticity. Bad faith is the constant temptation to pretend we are not free. It is a form of self-deception We do it every time we blame our circumstances, saying, "I had no choice." We do it when we hide behind a role or a label, pretending it defines us completely. "I can't be creative, I'm an accountant," or "I was rude because I'm just a stressed parent." These are attempts to escape the anguish of our freedom by pretending we are a fixed object, like that paper knife. Authenticity, or living in good faith, is the courageous act of embracing our freedom in every moment. It is acknowledging our full responsibility for our actions and our emotions. It is the choice to be the author, not the character. How do we practice this? We do it by developing a keen inner awareness. We learn to catch ourselves in moments of bad faith. When you hear yourself say, "I have to," ask yourself gently, "Is that true, or am I choosing to?" When you find yourself acting out a role, the perfect employee, the perfect child, ask yourself, "Is this my authentic choice? Or am I hiding behind a mask?" This is not about being perfect, it is about being honest. It is the ongoing, moment-to-moment practice of reclaiming your freedom from the stories you tell yourself. As you drift towards sleep, I invite you to feel the vast, open space of your own potential. For tonight, let go of all the labels you've given yourself. Let go of the roles you play. Let go of the story of your past. Imagine your consciousness as a quiet, empty room. There is no furniture, no decorations, just pure, silent potential. You are not the furniture, you are the space itself, and you are free to furnish it however you choose when you awake. Feel not the anxiety of this emptiness, but the profound peace of it, the peace of a blank canvas, the quiet power of the sculptor's uncarved stone. As you rest, know that you are not discovering what you are. You're deciding what you will become, and that is the greatest and most beautiful art form of all. Rest now, great artist. Your masterpiece is in progress.